Good morning. Welcome, everybody. We are officially in week 3. Woohoo! Yay. That makes me happy at a deep level. I hope it makes you happy at a deep level too. So I just wanted to go over a little recap what we've covered in this last week. We've done a lot of great work. I hope you recognize that and see the value in it, and I hope that it's adding value to your life. And the most important part is that you take these action steps, because this work is for you. It's your personal work. And there's no judgment with this personal work, none whatsoever, because if we create judgments against ourselves, then we're likely to create judgment against other people. So the judgment has to stop here first. The criticism, the negative self-talk, as far as the self-hate needs to stop here. The saying, you love yourself first, will allow you to love others that much more efficiently, effectively, and truthfully, honestly. All those beautiful words, compassionately, gracefully. And I don't know about you, but that's where I want to come from, that place. And it takes a practice. It takes a practice to get there. And the best place to practice is on ourselves, on yourselves first. So we went and we spent a lot of time on grounding, centering, and aligning. And I hope that you continue to practice that regularly. Any point in time in the day, if it's coming into your mind, or you question, you say, my favorite question if I'm ever in doubt is, what would love do here? What would love do here? Or what would love do now? If we're looking for the next step in anything that we do, what would love do here? And we live in a world of unmet needs. And I've been participating in a 52-week course on nonviolent communication and sort of the art of compassion with Tom Bond, THOMBOND, with nonviolent communication. So we're coming up into about week 40 now. So we'll be starting into probably the next segment of 52 weeks sometime in the fall, if you'd like to keep your eye out for it. Or I'll certainly let you know when it comes about, again, because I will re-enlist in it. I think it's a great practice. Every Wednesday you get a little tidbit that we can practice. It's all about adding little pieces to the practice. My one yogic teacher, Swami Veda, who is a disciple of the said guru, Swami Rama, he always said to me, just 5%. He didn't make me need to be a vegetarian. He didn't make me need to be this and that. He said, just add 5%. That's all we can really ask. And even in this pandemic time, maybe 5% is too much. And that's okay. Good morning, Marilyn. Thank you for being here. We're doing a little bit of a recap from the week. We're officially in week 3, so I'm so excited, and I hope that you're excited too, because you've been a part of this journey from pretty much the very beginning, so I'm so grateful. So we're just reviewing the importance of grounding, centering, and aligning, and how we can add just even 5%, and where we're going to add that. I was outside yesterday in the yard, and I have a little bit of a pollen, as you know, if you've seen some of my Facebook posts on blissv.me. I had a pollen outbreak, and without the rain, I had the windows open in the house, so I'm having a little bit of pollen moment. Anyway, so I digressed. This is one of my crystals that sits with me and keeps me company and grounded while I'm on my Facebook Lives. Just a little transparency here. It's a beautiful Lemurian seed that is said to hold ancient knowledge from the Lemuria times. So it just is propped up here, and it just fell over and gave a little bonk. But where was I? We're talking about adding 5%. So, yes, so be gentle on yourself on this journey. Add 5%. And if 5% is too much at this time, then go down to 2% or 1%. But give something. Every day, give a little bit of something. Create a little more awareness about something. Once you've created that awareness, what are you going to do with it? And that's when I said, what would love do here? What would my self-love, higher self-love, body, mind, spirit, emotion, physicality, mentality, what would it want me to do here? Would it want me to say, you're not worthy, you blew it again, you can do better? No. That would be the subconscious mind that's taken in all that programming. Where did those words ever even come from in our lifetime? They didn't come from ourselves. We were learnt them from other people. Not that we have anything against those people for teaching those words, but we can, and what about a great term that's used in psychology is reparenting. So we're reparenting ourselves. So this is one of the favorite gals is a holistic psychologist. So everybody should be a holistic something. That adds value. That brings in the whole body, the whole person, the whole being. We're working with this entire subconsciousness, consciousness, consciousness, which is our higher consciousness. Anyways, she uses the terms reparenting. And we are reparenting because we're reteaching ourselves. We're reteaching ourselves a way to walk in compassion, love, in having the right and the birthright to have our needs met, respecting and understanding from a witness point of view without reaction, going, wow, I'm feeling that I'm having a trigger here. So if I'm having a trigger, judgment, or criticism, I have an unmet need. So finger at me first. And then with an open heart reflection to the other person that may be offering this teaching to us. I know it's a hard pill to swallow sometimes. I don't take pills. Those are my pills in life. It's the teachings that I receive from other people, the learnings that I get to experience from other people. That's my pill. So what is that? What is that offering me for self-healing? And what is their unmet needs? You know, there's a whole page of unmet needs, universal needs. I think I'll post that in my Facebook page so that you can have a look at it. I'll scan it in. Well, mind you, my MacBook just went kerplunk yesterday. So I'm a little bit of grief and shock and dismay because it's about the cost of half of a mortgage payment. Let's not talk about those. But I'm all over the map today. Anyways, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to the recap of the week, bringing in the grounding, centering, and aligning wherever it can fit. Good morning, Nina, and good morning, Michelle. Thank you. So lovely to have you both here. Thank you. Week 3 recap, grounding, centering, and aligning. Everything's on replay. Add 1 to 5% to your day, every day. Create that awareness. Pay attention to it. If something's coming up, figure out, how do I want to act with this now? What in my toolkit have I learned that I can introduce to my new self, my new life, of my sacred practice, my self-care practice, my holistic practice, my opening of my heart? What question do I ask? And if you're ever in doubt, what would love do here? What would my self-love do here? What would my heart for myself in this moment do for me in this moment in time? Oxygen mask on me first. And this is your life. Your life. So, you know what I say? If we're going to spend any length of time here, let's do it in bliss. So I hope you can walk that path with me, because I'm certainly ready to walk that path with you. This is one of the things that I was talking about yesterday, and I was shy about sharing it with you when we were talking about the emotional body, because we're moving into the emotional body, and we're talking about the evolution of us going up and the involution all that we work through. So it's a spiral this way, vortex, and a spiral vortices this going down. And this is, and that I share this only because this is what I would share with my clients. I started drawing this, and then I made just a copy that I could photocopy, and I'm looking at publishing it in time as well. But remember I said we want to witness. So we just want to look at the involution. And the involution is all those grief, depression, anxiety, boredom, all those emotions that make up our thought processes: discouragement, revenge, jealousy, hatred, rage, anger, blame, doubt, overwhelm. We're just looking at this. We're not jumping into that washing machine. We're not going into that hamster wheel anymore. We're not going below that line anymore, because we are working on the evolution track. We are building ourselves up with hopefulness, optimism, positive beliefs, enthusiasm, passion, joy, knowledge, empowerment, freedom, love, appreciation. So this is our evolution and our involution. So what we're going to do is we're building this toolkit. We're building this resiliency for us to be able to work through these involution moments in our life. And we can't have one without the other. So for my clients, I take a look at, this is our parasympathetic nervous system. We spent the first 2 weeks, and we're going to spend parts of every single week going through that parasympathetic nervous system. We're flattening the curve of the parasympathetic nervous system. We're getting good at flattening the curve, right? So let's flatten this parasympathetic fight, flight, freeze, and collapse curve with it. Following the quote from Dr. Eugene Choi, he believes that we spend 70% of our life in the parasympathetic nervous system. Well, I think that's a great curve to spend some time on as a collective and as a world. So that's part of my mission as Bliss. BlissBee.me. Integrative holistic health. It's about creating bliss. Live bliss, teach bliss, be bliss, live bliss, educate, be bliss, embody, and be bliss. Bliss to me is euphoria. That's the word that really caught my attention. And I'd love to live in euphoria, bliss, joy, happiness. Oh, good morning, Faith. Thank you for joining me. So we talked about regulating our feet, our hands, doing the butterfly. We've talked about resourcing, looking at what our internal strengths are, and honoring with grace and compassion what our weaknesses are and sharing those strengths. We talked about this week also about our four-pointed breaths, working from the lower abdomen in the first week, breathing 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, exhale, 3, 2, 1. That's our four-pointed breath. So, and we will go, and most importantly, in the very beginning, safe place. We created the container of safety, which allowed us to show up and feel safe to show up. You didn't know me. I don't necessarily know you. So why should you dial in? Why should you be here every day? Well, we're learning that. We're learning why. And that was creating the safety. And after 2 weeks in that safety and creating that, yesterday we stepped into the emotional, watery part of the body. So with that, I'm going to take us right into our outro of our meditation. And we're going to incorporate all this that we learned, and we're going to continue to work with some of the emotional parts of the body. I would love to hear from you. If you are having any difficulties in any areas, I am here for you. There's a lot of my services that can be done through distance healing, Psych K, working with limiting beliefs, transforming the trauma of a situation, transforming the stress of a situation, transforming and looking at where some limiting beliefs are showing up in your life, and keep a note of them, and then we can work with them directly. Oh, Marlene, good morning. Wow, that's across the world. So I am really touched. Thank you for being here. We're going into the outro of the meditation, and we will start with the grounding, centering, and aligning, and we'll go a little bit quicker, and we'll bring in the breath. I really encourage you, if you're not familiar with grounding and centering and lining, do the work. It is a foundation. The first 2 weeks are really, really foundational pieces that we've been spending time on. I brought in the crystal of carnelian. It works with the watery area of the body, the second chakra. So it is with us. And I've got the tourmaline, the black grounding stone from weeks 1 and 2, which has been used with us and on our altar here with us as we go through this process. So let's feel our feet on the floor. And if we're sitting in the chair, I invite you to feel the sit bones. You can put your hands underneath, and they're like little bony sit bones where we sit on them. And drop yourself into the earth. If you have a word, ground, drop. Imagine this etheric feet or tree roots going down into the central core of the earth. Down, down, down into the slate and the rock. And let's call on all our sensories and see what shows up for us today. Is it cool or warm? Can you taste it? My mouth seems to go dry when I drop into the earth. So did your mouth go dry? What's the sensation in the feet? Can you feel the tingling of the feet? Can you feel those roots going down, that etheric line down, down, down? Oh, into the liquid, into the molten as we float down. I often see myself on my childhood banner for the staircase sliding down the banister. I also use it in my shamanic journeying down to that center of the earth, that lower world. Let's wrap that tree roots and the etheric feet around the crystalline core of the earth. And feel the power and the energy of that Mother Earth energy, and now allow it to follow that etheric line up, 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 up. Up the same way that it went down and into the whole flat foot of the foot. Feel it coming into the legs, the ankles, the calves, the knees. Allow that Mother Earth energy to evenly come up. You might need to give it a little jiggy as it comes up through the legs and into the hips. Allow it to fill the full torso. Oh my goodness, this beautiful region with all these organs and all these workers, all these organs that detoxify and fortify and nourish us into the upper regions of the chest and the respiratory. Allow that big breath, allowing that deep diaphragmatic to fill this breath at the same time as we're bringing Mother Earth energy up. Expand the heart and allow it to wash over our shoulders and down our arms and into our hands. See if you can feel that sensation of the energy entering in the shoulders and the arms and the hands. I often get goosebumps, or called truth bumps. Bring it up into the neck, a beautiful neck that allows us to speak our mind, speak our heart, speak our compassion. Let people know what our needs are. It allows us to set our boundaries. It allows us to walk in the path of divine will. Thy will instead of my will. Allow it to come up into the head and fill every single space and cell. And allow the fluid just within the cranium to move so that our forehead isn't so tight and our head isn't so tight, and allow it to come up the top of the crown. You can give it a tap on the top of the crown and spill out over the body and back down, meeting Mother Earth once again. Oh, I've got truth bumps all on my legs. Sit in this sensation and know that this Mother Earth energy is always with us. And just rock a little bit forward and back and side to side and allow the body to naturally come into our centering position as we prepare to take that hara line from the central core of the earth into the perineum of the body, up the spine, the sushumna, into the head, creating a fine line to divine, higher source, creator, God, higher self, whatever that is for you. That fine line directly up. No, do not stop. Do not collect $200. Isn't that what the Monopoly game? Anyways, into our solar field, into our galaxies, our cosmos, and allow that beautiful divine energy to come down that etheric line that we've created and golden white light, and coming into the crown of the head and filling the whole head, allowing it to soften and feed and nourish the eyes in which we can see with, and including our third eye, our mouth and our jaw, and soften our tongue, and healing that beautiful divine healing energy into the neck, into the shoulders, down the arms. Bring it back into the heart area, the lung area. Allow it to blend with the Mother Earth energy, bringing that white and golden light with that red energy, swirling into our heart, so that everything that we think, feel, and touch, our thoughts, words, and actions, can be with love, and the highest form of divine offering that we can offer today and every day, into the abdominal area, the torso, into the hips, the lower safety container of the first chakra, and into the legs and the knees and the calves and the ankles and the feet. Feel the rhythm of these two beautiful electric and magnetic energies that we've brought into the body with us. The safety and the grounding of Mother Earth, and how she feeds us with her bounty that she supplies us, the world. And so much gratitude. And to the divine healing energy, the higher self, the creator source, for keeping this container of knowingness. Not always do we step into our knowingness, but knowing that this is the place, this is a great place to ask the question. And in the stillness of the moment, it's a great place to listen to the answer. Good morning, Joni. Good morning, lovely Regina. And let's bring our awareness into our lower abdominal, bring our breath into that deep diaphragmatic breathing. If we've sort of lost it along the way, let's reset it. We're going into the outro, the mantra meditation. The mantra that I'm choosing to use and work with is a beautiful Sanskrit mantra, So Hum. We inhale and expand the lower abdomen on the So, bringing up for 4 counts, and natural exhalation on the Hum for those 4 counts. So, Hum. I invite you to stay as long as you can stay. I'll close in 2 to 3 minutes with a namaste and the bells. See how the bells are affecting the system. If they offer if they're making a shock, or if the nervous system has come into the habit of hearing them. I would love to hear from you. I do my best to answer every direct message, which I've been able to do so far, so thank you. I invite you to share the replays, listen to the replays. And I will do a card offering for the day at the end. Inhale, So. Exhale, Hum. Inhale, So. Exhale, Hum. Our aim here, our goal is smooth, complete breath. No pause. No jerks. No noise. No judgment. Thank you so much for being here and sitting with me today. It warms my heart. It gives me hope. Positive belief, joy, and bliss. I love you. Yes, I do. Our love card today is you are making a difference in people's lives. You are making a difference in people's lives. It is so true. And we don't even know how big of a difference it is because it's also a collective difference. We're feeding this greatness that we're cultivating, this bliss, into the collective. And anyone and everyone around us, whether they're physically there or not, if we're connected to them, we are also feeding that field. That's why distance healing works. Because it is a field of energy. Anyone that we're connected to, it's like we have their field cell phone number. We don't have to dial it to connect. We are permanently connected. So my mirror neurons, my cellular level, however my thoughts, feelings, actions, deeds are experiencing, as I'm experiencing them, the world is experiencing them at the same time. My family field, my friendships fields, that additional connection are experiencing them at the same time. It might be a little bit way out there, but trust me on this. Let's walk this path together. I invite you to lean into fortifying your field because you are making a difference in people's lives. Make it a great day.